I just need the audio.
Okay, thank God. Jesus.
You're the third person now to say that to me, too.
On a Friday afternoon?
Okay.
Okay.
So, I'm just going to start with a broad question.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on standardized testing?
I think there's too much of it. I definitely believe that we need a way to keep teachers accountable and students accountable for their learning. I'm not against that. I think that's extremely important. However, the amount of time put into standardized testing, I think, is criminal.
Okay.
It takes away from the students actually having time to learn in class. My second huge objection to it is the fact that I know there's a way that we could make it effective, but what, in my opinion, like we just finished ours this week, okay? And what's the date today? April 8th, okay? So that to me isn't a reflection of what these students are supposed to learn all the way through May, whatever our last day of school is, 28th, something like that.
Okay.
So I think in order for it to be effective, we have to adopt a system where after school is done, the very last day of school, those next 2 days or however many days it takes to take the test are testing days only. Students come to school, take the test, go home.
Okay.
You know, that way we have the opportunity to teach all year. Aside from that, if we can't put something like that in place, then what needs to happen is, and I cannot see this happening, but it would, in an ideal world, it would be, I would already be teaching 5th grade material, so that by the time my 4th graders come to Robin in 5th grade, she doesn't have to start way back here. You know, she can start a few more units in, so that by the time they get to the test, they actually have at least been exposed to a whole entire year of 5th grade.
Okay. So the length of the test and the amount of time it takes away from the classroom are negatives.
Ridiculous.
Okay. So you would want to shorten the test?
You know, this is my problem, and this is where I struggle, because I don't know what a good solution is. I think that we have to have more than one measure, right? There's some students who are brilliant but just can't take a test. That's not an excuse, but it's the truth, right? So there has to be more than one measure, but I think something that is just more practical. It just doesn't seem to. I don't have a solution, and that's why I have a difficult time complaining. But I do a lot of complaining, but I don't have a solution for it. So I'm not sure, but I think that the test needs to be created by teachers who are in the classroom, who know what curriculum is being taught when we are able to get to it, because these tests are created by people who possibly have never been in the classroom or are so far removed from the classroom that they forget that you can't possibly get to all that curriculum. And that's another reason why I think if it's at the very end of the year, it's on specific testing days, students will take it more seriously.
Okay.
Like, they are just burnt out. And then for the rest of the day, it's just babysitting in here. You know, like, what else are you going to do? They've been on the computer for 2.5 hours just staring. And then, you know, you're not introducing new concepts. You can do some, like, fun game reviews and stuff like that, but they're exhausted when they're finished, and I don't blame them. So I don't have solutions, but I sure have a lot of opinions.
That's good. Okay, I want to go back to what you said about teachers playing more of a part in creating the test.
Okay.
So content area, are you okay with the content areas that the test plays to? That being science, math, writing. So you just want... Oh, yeah, for sure. Okay.
Yeah, the content areas are, I mean, that's what we teach. That's what we have to assess, right?
Okay. So you're talking more of very specific... Question
selection, the length of the test, the formatting of the test.
Okay.
Just in general, if we had a committee of actual teachers who are actively teaching right now, not a teacher that taught 10 years ago or a teacher that even taught last year.
Okay.
A teacher that is in the classroom in the thick of it right now, you know, a committee of those teachers who are realistic.
Okay.
You know?
I know D11 has a really bad habit of changing curriculum, though.
Yes, that's another thing. The districts or whoever it is, district schools, whichever, it needs to be consistent. Like, we just started the new Wonders curriculum, And I guarantee you, by the time we are really effective in using it and teaching with it, it's going to change yet again. And research shows that it takes several years. Like when the kindergartners here get up to me, if we have used that Wonders all the way through, my kids should have it down pat.
Okay.
Right? But if we change yet another one and another one, it's, because the Wonders is a completely different format. I love it. I think it's great. It really speaks to the Common Core standards and stuff, but how long are those going to be around too? I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy. It's just
Into the cycle.
Yeah, but I mean that's education. I think everybody just wants it to be easy. They want it to be 1 + 1 = 2, but not all concepts are 1 + 1 = 2. You
Okay.
know, so.
All right. Perfect. Well, that's
That's
all
it.
I